Welcome with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Psalms, chapter 86, verses 6 and 7. 6. Give ear, O Lord, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. 7. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. And I'm going to repeat those. 6. Give ear, O Lord, unto my prayer, and attend to the voice of my supplications. 7. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. The covenant between us and God is a sacred one, and one wherein we should forever feel free to talk to the Almighty Lord our God about any and everything. We should always be able to come to Him. He already resides in your heart the moment you accepted Him, the moment you said, "You are my God." He comes to you. How precious is that? But let's also be reminded of something else. What have we learned from reading in the Old Testament of what He has done to His children? When we sit there and freak out and it's like, "Oh my goodness, God's mad at me. I've done sin. I've done this again, this and that, and this and that." And the Satan wants to sit on your shoulder and whisper into your ear and cause you doubt and shame and say, "God does not love you no more. You done failed again. You done messed up again. You can't keep running back to God. He's only going to take so much." Well, the scriptures doesn't say that. The scripture says otherwise. It even shows that when God was fed up, and He says, "I'm fed up with you. I will no longer pay you no more attention." But yet when they cried out to God, what did He do? He came back around. He caved back in. See, God is not a liar. He says, "I will never forsake you." All you have to do is cry out, and I am there. Just because we don't see Him, just because we don't hear Him, does not mean that He is not there. And even when He has puts the wrath upon us and sends us into captivity, hands us over to the enemy, and let the enemy do whatever the enemy does, and it does it best. When we've had enough and we can't take no more, God hears our cries. He will come and rescue you. He's always got a hand reached out to help you in your time of need, in your time of sorrow. No matter what's happening, no matter what you're going through, we've got to learn to remember to keep the faith. Because that is the one thing the devil is trying to make us do, is to lose hope, to lose faith, to turn away from God, to curse God, to deny God. We don't want to do that. That's what hell is. Hell is a place where God does not exist. So when we sit here looking at our lives and we feel like we're living hell on earth, it's probably because we don't have God in our lives. Oh, the devil's going to try to trick you. He's going to try to deceive you. Because the closer and more tighter you walk with God and build that relationship with God, He's going to put you through hell to make you feel like you're in a living hell, so that you don't want this life. He wants you to feel all this and then to look upon the world and see that how the world is living, and you'll be like, "Well, they're so happy. They're living the best life ever." Why do I want to live like this? Why do I want to be like this? I can go live and be like them. They're happy, they're rich, they got money, they got no worries, no cares. And even that's a lie. I'm not saying that because look at those people, truly look at them. Some of those richest people who live this fabulous so-called lifestyle, when you really look at what they're sitting at home, they're the most saddest, most disturbed, loneliest people that you had ever met. And they are so alone. And I'm not talking about because they don't have no family, they don't have no friends. But could you imagine not having God? Because a lot of us don't really get along with our family. A lot of us don't really have family. So if it wasn't for our spouse and for our kids, we wouldn't technically have nobody. But a lot of us have God. And see, most of those people who's living that life in the fast lane don't have family, don't have a spouse. Their kids have even turned against them because the kids are all greedy and spoiled brats. And when the parents decided not to give them any more money or to buy them this and that, they decided to either like sue the parents and just go out there on their own. And they're left without nothing. And then they don't even have God. Hell is a place where God does not exist at all. And we can have hell on this earth. And Satan is trying to pull a wool over our eyes to make us think that when we have Christ, and when we're close to Christ, and we're doing the right, and we're doing good, and we're doing God's commandments, he's tricking us and making us think that we're living in hell, so that we would turn away from this lifestyle. Make us think, oh, why should I go ahead and do this? Why should I go ahead and obey God and live this life when it feels like I'm in hell already? Why should I continue down this path? I'm already in hell. What good is it? Because he wants you to believe that. He wants you to think that. But God says, find great joy in all your suffering. Find great joy in all your trials and all your tribulations. Because this is a short life. The reason why it's so short, no matter how long, even if you live to be 100 years of suffering and living in pain is worth living an eternity in heaven in the presence of God. So it's worth it. You just got to hang in there. You just got to keep the faith. Stay in prayer. Stay in this word. Stay in worshiping God. And stay in an attitude of thankfulness and gratitude. And be thankful. Because one day he will come. And if you happen to pass before he comes, just know that you are going where you're going when you leave here. It is worth it. I'd rather suffer in this short lifetime than to live this lifetime living it up and having the so-called best life ever and then spend the rest of eternity in hell. So if I have to live in this so-called hell on earth and this so-called suffering while I'm here on this earth, then I would gladly do it. And I would gladly do it for my God. Because it's going to be worth the joy and the reward that I'll receive for all of eternity. This payment on earth is nothing. It is worth it. Don't let the devil lie to you. Don't let him fool you into turning away and losing hope and